Hey y'all, let's start off with our first DIY. These are some farmhouse faux books. I like to use the dollar store crates. If you turn them with the top on the bottom, then they just appear to be books, and I think they look good. Painting it here with some folk art chalk paint in white. Y'all know that I use my blow dryer to dry my paint. Well, I was doing an earlier project and it got all tangled up, so I had to get down there and get it. I do 3 coats of this. Don't worry about the handles on the side because you are going to cover those up. 3 good coats on each side and the top. Don't worry about the bottom. Then I printed some decals off on my Cricut. The font is The Skinny, and it's available free on default.com. I believe I use this font in every one of these DIYs. These are my Rae Dunn inspired DIYs. This one says Bless Our Nest. Again, it's called The Skinny, and it is free on dafont.com, DAFONT.com. Next, I'm using this buffalo check ribbon that I got either from Michael's or Joann's. I can't remember exactly which one, but I got it on sale after Christmas or on clearance. And this is why you didn't need to worry about those handles. You're going to kind of wrap it like a present. I just glue it right on there. Be careful, that glue is, it will be hot if you're using a fabric like this, because this is like a burlap. And whew, I about burnt my fingers up. I'm just gluing it in the inside. You could cut it off on the bottom, whatever you decided to do, but there I glued my finger, or burnt my finger again. I just glued it on the inside. That's how those handles got covered up. Now we're going to do it again, going the other way. Just some hot glue on the inside. Going to wrap it around again in the opposite direction. Doesn't take a whole lot of glue. Had to get a glue stick, ran out. These are my favorite, the Gorilla glue sticks. I love them. Y'all, this is like the fourth time I've done a voiceover on this video. I had to go buy a brand new iPad today. My other one crashed. So it has been a day. My goal was to have this up this morning for y'all, and it just did not work out that way. So at least it's coming to you. It's late, but it's coming to you. Now I'm just taking some lace that I got from the Dollar Tree, making a little shoestring bow, nothing major, just a little like you'd tie your shoe, making that kind of bow. We're just going to glue that to the top, figuring out how I want my tails so they won't, I don't want them to cover the words, but I love the tails. I love a tail on a bow. And to me, the longer the better. Now I'm just taking some twine. I think I got this at the not the Dollar Tree. I bought this at Walmart. Another little simple bow. Glue it on top. And just some greenery from Walmart. I don't remember what this greenery is called, but it's Walmart and it's cheap. I think it's like 97 cents a bundle. I could be wrong on that, but I just figure out how I want it in there, and it's just decorative. You don't have to use the greenery if you don't want to. I'm into the greenery this year. Anything that, I guess it's because it's felt like this winter has been so long that I'm so ready for spring. I'm just trying to put greenery everywhere. Those little snips, I don't know what they're called. My husband bought them for me at Home Depot, and they are amazing. If I can figure out what they're called and find them on the Home Depot website, I will put a link in the comments. Or, I'm sorry, in the drop down. I'm so new at this YouTube. Y'all have to forgive me. My camera angle has 50 million different angles today and everything else. Those are the little pip berries from Dollar Tree. And I just wrapped them around my finger and I'm gluing them on. And here's just a little finished product. I just styled it on my farmhouse tray I did the last DIY. This is going to be what I call a blanket basket. I bought this basket at the Goodwill. I'm trying to get the price tag off right here to show y'all, but y'all can't even read it probably. But it was $4.25, and I loved the shape of it. And then I've got some of these wood planks from the Dollar Tree again. I think you get 6 or 8 for $1 in the Crafter's Square. I'm just painting this black. I just do one coat on this. I do the front, the back, and the sides, because if I don't have blankets in it and I display it and you look at it from the back, I just don't want it to be unfinished. So just going over it again, like I said, with one coat of, that's the Folk Art, I believe, chalk paint. My handy dandy hairdryer. This thing has been amazing for paint. Y'all can see it on there. I do have a heat gun. Right now I'm in Virginia. My home is in Kentucky. When we went home for Christmas, I apparently left it at home, didn't bring it with me, so, or didn't bring it back to Virginia, so this works great. It's never let me down yet. But I need a new hairdryer now. Look at all the paint on that thing. Crazy. Now I'm taking some Folk Art white chalk paint, and I'm just going to distress around the sides a little bit. I had a viewer comment that you could use a paint pen to go around these sides too if you want a finished edge, which I didn't want a finished edge. And that's a good idea. I am going to try that. Distressed a little bit in the front and sanded it down with my sanding block from the Dollar Tree. Y'all, if I say Mighty Dollar, I apologize, but in our little town, we don't have a Dollar Tree. We have what's called a Mighty Dollar. So when I say Mighty Dollar, I most likely mean the Dollar Tree. I was just looking there to see exactly where I wanted to place my little plaque. Now I'm just taking some, I don't know if this is considered buffalo check or gingham or what it is, but this ribbon either came, I want to say this came from Walmart. I could be wrong. It either came from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. It wasn't very expensive wherever it was. And I'm just cutting it and going, or I'm just taking it around, gluing it on. Right here, I tried to glue this piece, I don't know how many times, and never could get it right. Finally, the very last time I got it right, I just kept missing that little piece of wire every time I tried to glue it. I'm into the neutral colors right now, the black, the whites, the grays, the creams. I guess, again, it's because I am looking so forward to spring. Everyone's doing red and all that for Valentine's Day, and all these DIYs that I'm seeing on YouTube are beautiful. I'm just sick of the red at this moment, for me, because of all the Christmas decor I had out. So I'm just sticking with some neutrals right now. Going to try to change it up a little bit, maybe the next video, and put a little bit of color in there. But you just wrap this all the way, I'm just wrapping this all the way around the basket. Had to take it apart there because I didn't get it even. I can't cut a straight line or look at a straight line or make a straight line to save my life. Now I'm just going to cut it off and tack it down there with some more hot glue. Hot glue is your friend until it burns you. See, my camera angle switched again. I'm not sure what happened. But this is just another decal that I made on my Cricut. And this is the same font, the Skinny, at dafont.com, free. Just weeding it out there a little bit. Get my transfer tape. I use transfer tape from Walmart or the Dollar Tree. It's not really transfer tape. It's clear contact paper. But I'm not a fan of the Cricut transfer tape. I think it is way too sticky. Some projects it's probably fine. But for the projects I do, as of right now, it's too much, and so I just stick with the cheap stuff. So I'm just getting it on my transfer tape and putting it on there. It says relax, which is what we all need to be doing right now. Quit letting the stress of what's going on in our country get us down. Okay, here I'm making a bow. I'd love to tell you how I made this bow, but I can't even remember because I'm not good at bow making. If I can find a good tutorial or a good video where they do make some good bows, I will try to find it and link it here. I'm just not a bow maker at all. I wish I was. But this one's going in my own home, so I just did what I could. I'm going to try to learn how to make pretty bows. But sometimes that's hard. I just use pop cleaners to put my bows together. This is that same buffalo gingham or buffalo check, whatever it is, that I used around the basket, trying to fluff it up a little bit. Then I'm going to do the same exact thing with some burlap that I got from Dollar Tree. Just making that one a little smaller because I'm going to put them both together. There is a way where you can do this with both ribbons at one time. Again, I'm not a bow maker, so I have no idea how to do that. Hopefully, as I work on these DIYs, I get a little bit better, and I apologize, but if I can find a good tutorial, I will post it. And I do know how to dovetail, though. That's one thing. Cutting the ends off my pop cleaners or Chanel stems. Everybody calls them something different. Just going to put them together, and again, I'm going to use a pop cleaner to attach them. And here in a minute, I cut those, I don't know how to explain it. I cut the insides. So instead of being joined together, they're like little pieces, but on the bow. And this, I'm just using this extra burlap ribbon just to make something to cover up that gold popsicle stick that does not go with my bow or with my basket. It doesn't want to stick at first. Finally, I get it to stick. As I'm fluffing it up, that's when that piece decided it didn't want to stick. I think I had a little bit of a sharp piece from the Chanel stem or pop cleaner sticking up. And for some reason, I've lost my footage of me putting it on the basket, but I just take some twine, run it through the middle, and tie it onto one of the sides of my basket. And then I put a little bit of greenery around the relaxed sun, and I love it. DIY number 3 is these cute Rae Dunn inspired canisters. These are what they look like. I bought them at Goodwill. I paid $8.25 for all 3 of them. I can remember these canisters, the design of them. I don't know if my mom had them, my aunts had them, my granny had them. I really don't remember. But I'm just going through and using my chalk paint and painting. This is, again, the folk art chalk paint in white. I found it on sale at Joann's, I think it was this weekend. It was 30% off. So I usually love the white Waverly chalk paint, but I'm just going to be honest with you. If I can find something on sale, I'm going to get it. So that's me showing you I'm a messy crafter. I get paint everywhere, glue everywhere. That's why those little placemats are put down right there, because for those of you who don't know, right now I am staying in a hotel, and I'm doing all my crafting and all my videos in a hotel. So I'm going to put a video out, a little small short video, an about me video in the next couple, probably within the next week, in case y'all want to hear about it. I like to hear and have a backstory on some of the people I watch on YouTube. So I'll put that out there. Like I said, I don't know if y'all want to hear it. If you don't have to watch it, but it's a little interesting. I travel all the time with my husband, so I'll just tell you that much right now. And we live in hotels more than we live in our home. So I go completely over this with 3 coats of chalk paint. I love the chalk paint because it's because it's thick. I probably could have gotten away with 2 coats, but with that last one, I liked the finished coat on that. I liked how the finished coat looked with the last coat, the 3rd coat. I do this to all 3 of the jars. And then I start with the lid. I go ahead and do the same exact thing to the lid. 3 coats. I dry again with my hairdryer in between, because if you're not drying it and don't get it almost completely dry, when you put that next layer on, all you are doing is pushing around your paint. You're actually, I don't think you're even getting any kind of cover, or you're not getting much coverage. You're not getting the coverage you need. So just, whether it's a blow dryer, hair dryer, a heat gun. I wish I had my heat gun. I think I'm going to have to go ahead and invest in another one. Have one here and one there. Again, 3 coats. Do this on all 3 lids. That little, make sure you get in those grooves between the very top of that handle and then the bottom part, because right there where it looks like the little ball, there's a little groove around that, and it's blue. Well, I'm telling y'all to make sure you get into it. But I mean, if it doesn't matter what kind of canister it is, if it has a little groove in there, just make sure you get down into that. I loved this Goodwill. I found a new Goodwill and loved it, and got all kinds of stuff. So there'll be more trash to treasure or upcycles, whatever you want to call them, to come on my channel. Now just showing you all 3 of them done. Again, all 3 have 3 coats of chalk paint. Now I'm going to make some little, I count this as the same DIY because it goes with it. I'm going to make some little farmhouse tag tassels. That's just my little drill my husband bought me from the Home Depot. It's a Milwaukee, but it's a real light, smaller drill. And that's why I love it, because I can handle it, and it's not too heavy for me to hold while I'm trying to drill something. I'm just cleaning up my mess from drilling that. I'm going to give these, all 3 of these, 1 coat, because again, it's the black and I think it has good coverage on the front, the back, and the sides, because depending on how you display this, you're going to be able to see all sides of these tags. I got these tags in a, well, they're not tags, circles, in a variety pack at Hobby Lobby. Different shapes, different sizes. Now, you see what just happened? I blew it off the table. This thing has good power. Did it again. So just kind of hold them. It's easier if you do one at a time, but I'm not patient. That's why I use my hair dryer or a heat gun, because I cannot stand to sit. I want it done right then, right now. So just hold on to your piece when you're drying them. Again, like I said, gonna go ahead and do the sides. I want it to look like a finished piece. I want it to be a finished piece. I'm gonna display this in my kitchen. For now, it's displayed in the kitchen here in the hotel, but oh, and I wanted to say too, for those of you, I know you're not supposed to paint and then use food. So I wanted to let you know that I do not just dump sugar or flour or anything in my canisters. I keep them in a bag or put them in a baggie and then put the bag or baggie in my canisters. So I just didn't want y'all to think. I will use them, but that's just how I end up using any kind of canister. Even if it's a brand new canister out of the store, I still do that. Now I'm going to thread this on some of that Walmart twine. I took some beads. I bought my beads at a little Christmas store here. I know you can buy them on Amazon, and that's going to be my next purchase, is to go ahead and get some beads. But I painted some white and some black, and I'm alternating white, natural, and black. And I do 12 beads total on this. The Daily DIYer, I think that's her name. I hope I got that right. I'm going to check, but she has a great tutorial on doing a farmhouse tassel, beaded tassel. So I'm going to try to get the link to that and put it in the comments so y'all can go to her, because I'm still learning. I wanted to try it, but I'm still learning on this. Then I just cut off my twine at the one end, the end where the tag's at, and make a knot. And then I'm just making the tassel. I just wrap it around, find something to wrap it around. I use my sanding block. Wrapped it around 15 or 20 times. Took another little piece of twine, and I'm going to hold it, not really exactly in the middle, up a little bit. I'm going to tie a knot around it. And the remaining twine from, twine from the knot, I'm going to wrap around just to make it a little more secure. And then tie another knot. cut those ends off. And I'm going to take the end of my beaded garland there. I'm just right here, I'm just trying to figure out some placement so I know exactly where I want my tassel to be, how long I need this to be with the way that I'm going to display it. Then I just take that, run it through the top, tie a couple knots in it. I tied probably 2 or 3 because I wanted to make sure that it stayed. And then just take at the bottom, just cut that, and that's what makes your tassel. Give it a little haircut. My scissors are horribly awful. Need a new pair. And then again, just checking the placement on that. That's just how I'm going to display it. Now I'm going to take a decal, another decal I made on my Cricut. Again, the Skinny is the name of the font. And made a decal, and I'm going to put it on here. This is a little harder because it is a curved surface. But if you take your time and you work with it, you can get it on there and it'll look good. If it's not wanting to stick, just place it back down, rub on it a little more. I use my little Cricut tool. I don't know what that tool's called. I'll show y'all here in a minute. If someone knows, please, that right there, please put it in the comments, but I can't remember the name of it. But see, it didn't stick there, so I just put it back down and went at it again. I do this for all 3. One says flour, one says sugar, and one says coffee. I didn't think y'all wanted to see all 3 of them. When it's the same exact thing. If that's something you want to see, let me know. I'll start taping. I'll start putting in everything. Then I take my tag. I've decided to put a coordinating word on the tag to go with the jar it's with. So for my flour, I put bake, same font, the Skinny at dafont.com, free font. So on the flour, I put bake. On the sugar, I put sweet. And on the coffee, I put magic because I'm a coffee drinker. And sometimes that coffee is magic in the morning. If it weren't for that, I don't know if I'd even get out of bed some mornings. So there it is. And I just wrap it around my lid. And here's the finished product. Sorry about that. Now, I wanted to show y'all. Everybody makes the Cricut look so easy. And it is. Once you get the hang of it. My biggest problem is transfer tape, like I said before. This problem right here, I was not going to put this in here. Then I thought, you know what, everyone thinks this Cricut thing is, everyone makes it look so easy, but sometimes there are hard times and bad days with it. This was my own fault. I got the backing of the vinyl stuck to the transfer tape, which then stuck to my fingers and everything else. Finally, I just want you all to see. I tried to fix it. There was no way in doing it. I don't know why I took so much time. I should have just earlier than this went ahead and look, there's some of the letters. Went ahead and gave up, but I eventually do, and I just make another tassel, or not another tassel, I'm sorry, another decal, and put it on there. But this is an easy project, I promise. If you don't have a Cricut, use your own writing. Use a paint marker. Here's the finished product, all 3 of them. Thank you all so much for coming and watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Help me in this YouTube journey. Thank y'all. Have a great day.